things in here. A lot of it's very, very interesting, but I don't want to bog us down too much. It says that economic growth is essential for prosperity. Duh. This will only be possible if wealth is shared and income inequality is addressed. This can only be possible if wealth is shared and income inequality is addressed. Ladies and gentlemen, this in a nutshell is socialism. That's what it is, pure and simple when you read these things. Again, it's done in such a way that they're glittering generalities, but when you think them through, you realize, oh my goodness, they really mean to control everything. In Article 29, they say, we recognize the positive contribution of migrants for inclusive growth and sustainable development. Now, what is migration? What has migrants got to do with sustainable development? You see, if you start analyzing these sentences, they make absolutely no sense. But basically what they're saying here in the following paragraph is, we support migration for a particular purpose, and that's to break down the societies all across the world. If you've got people coming and going as they wish, then society in every country breaks down, and it all becomes one huge world society controlled out of the UN. There's more. It says we need to have control of the oceans, seas, freshwater resources, forests, mountains, dry lands, in order to control dust storms and land degradation and drought. So now I guess they're becoming God. If they can control drought, nobody's ever been able to do that yet. So when you start analyzing these things, they lay before themselves impossible tasks, but they promise these tasks to some sort of solution if you just give them more control and more control over your forests and your lands and the oceans and everything else. And yet they say things like this: we reaffirm, in accordance with the Charter of the United Nations, the need to respect the territorial integrity and political independence of states. Well, you can't do that if you've got to control the oceans and everything else. You lose your independence and you lose the political integrity if you allow migration, right? If they say we need migration, open-ended, all over the world, that means that ultimately you're going to lose the political independence of your country. It's that simple. So there's a lot of contradictory things in here, but it's a clue of where they're going. And I'll end up on this one. The scale and ambition of the new agenda requires a revitalized global partnership. A revitalized global partnership. You know, all these trade partnerships that they're talking about, this is what it's all about. That's what they want, is a partnership under the United Nations. And if you go to these treaties and agreements, you'll find that that's the case when you start to look at any agreement we've made since the end of World War II. Now, this is how you get a copy for yourself. And it's sustainabledevelopment.un.org/post-2015/transforming-our-world. And this is all one long URL to link to where you can pick up a copy of this and download it on your own printer. And I'm leaving it up here so that you can write it down. This is a very important document. When you start to really analyze what they've got in this thing, it's a total dictatorship over all of us, all of our lives, our governments, everything. If they can control the economy, what does that do to your business? If they can control the farmland and everything else in the name of feeding the world, to eliminate poverty, and about every fourth or fifth paragraph in this thing says we want to eliminate poverty. Well, it's an impossible task. For those of you who are Christians, you know that Jesus Christ told us, the poor we will